This is a true change for the Republican Party. It says that not only do we support President Trump, we support his policies. And any Republican that isn't willing to adapt these policies, we are completely eradicating from the party.
And guess what? Not every Republican is happy with this change.
For the first time in 40 years, the platform does not include calls for a constitutional amendment banning abortion. This year's platform only says the party opposes late-term abortions. Some pro-life delegates are upset. They say that the platform vote was rushed.
I want something that says that the unborn baby has a fundamental right to life that can't be infringed. That's pro-life. And that's not in there. If we had met, we could have made some little fixes and ended up with everybody happy instead of just railroading this through.
And some people want the Republican Party to embrace the racism and misogyny that they've kept caged up for years. There's no quiet part out loud. There's just loud.
Well, look, let's just be frank. Women have become too mouthy. As the black man in the room, I'll say that. I don't know whether we're talking white men or Asian men or black men or so on and so forth. But no, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, there was the thing that is scary about it. And then I say this, and people will go, "Oh,
hold it. Can I officially say that Joy Reid's Black Girl Magic does not work with Royce White? Can we? I just want to make sure.
No.
But MAGA Republicans won't really cop to the fact that this is driving people away from their own party.
Anything but Trump.
That was your priority.
That's my priority.
Is that the biggest reason you supported Nikki Haley?
Yeah, I'd say.
Because of Donald Trump?
Yes.
I've lived in a constitutional democracy all my life. I want to remain that way, and I want my grandchildren to grow up in one, not a dictatorship.
And I'm curious, over the last two elections, have you voted Trump in the past? Was it something where you voted for him, you trusted him, and you were disappointed?
Yes, I voted for him in 2016. I am a registered Republican, and I regretted that vote almost immediately.
There were a lot of Republicans that supported Trump, I think because word hadn't really gotten back to them that this is a different party. A lot of that, like from what my travels, you have people like, people in Alaska, perfect example. They are, they're not as connected to, the rest of the United States, but, they were, old school Reaganite Republicans, small government, taxes, blah, blah, blah. Word has finally gotten back to these areas that this party doesn't represent them anymore. It's a totally different party. And whatever they thought, it's not that. I mean, even Joe Manchin figured it out, which, good job, Joe. Even he made some, seemed a little disillusioned the past year. And you're like, wow, Joe, even you're waking up to this, all right. And a lot of them are actually trying to walk back statements they're making because the video you saw in the beginning where she's like, oh, everything's done with committee. That was over abortion. The Republican Party is trying to be like, what? We're not going to fully ban abortion. Let's not say that now. Let's wait until we get elected because they know it's a really big losing issue. And it's something for the Democrats to run on and that most people don't actually agree with it, despite whatever they say. And, these same politicians have all, had abortions for their mistresses and their children. So they know that it's all nonsense anyway. So, yeah. But yet the new party is, there's no more saying the quiet part out loud. I got into this because I wanted to go interview people and get them to say the quiet part out loud. Now they just say it. It's not fun anymore. I mean, look at this. Look at the new head of the Republican Party, the RNC. And this represents a major shift.
If I am elected to this position, I can assure you there will not be any more $70,000 or whatever exorbitant amount of money it was spent on flowers. Every single penny will go to the number one and the only job of the RNC. That is electing Donald J. Trump as president of the United States.
I mean, you gotta hand it to the Republicans. Anyone who has spoken out against Trump has been primaried. I mean, Liz Cheney. Liz Cheney you know what? Thank you, Liz Cheney, for speaking up. But her personal politics, she's like anti-LGBTQ. Her sister is in the queer LGBTQ community. And she's like, yeah. And she's like fully against it. Okay, her personal politics, she's MAGA. Okay. However, she made the mistake of, saying, hey, maybe January 6th was kind of an insurrection and shouldn't have happened. Maybe we should stop normalizing like something that's just insane and terrifying. And she got primaried and taken out for this. So, I mean, God bless the Republican Party for, they do, primary the people that don't toe the line. Democrats do it, but only at the insistence of AIPAC. I digress. But yeah, they don't seem really intent, the Republicans, on, bringing down Trump, calling him out, reining him in. They just seem content with him just, enriching himself, having his children enrich themselves, to the fullest amount, because, that's kind of what they do. That's why they're always screaming corruption. It's amazing projection. But yeah, Republicans don't really seem that interested in changing anything within their own party. They want to change, what you're doing, reproductive rights, EPA, all that stuff, the Supreme Court. But, not what they're doing. Come on now.
Donald Trump speaking on Capitol Hill. He just met with senators, had a business roundtable earlier this morning as well. He'll be talking about his legislative plan and his agenda. And as you can see here, we're going to listen in to a standing ovation.
He said very complimentary things about all of us. We had sustained applause. He said, I'm doing a very good job. We're grateful for that.
Everybody in that room is dying for him to get back in office. He wants us to win the Senate so we can put judges on the bench. He talked about him helping us. It was the single best meeting I've ever seen between the United States Republican senators and President Trump.
The Republicans have completely accepted Donald Trump. He is the party at this point. That's it. Because he is seen as an outsider, there's a mythicalness. MAGA doesn't really like the Republican Party. Let's just get that clear. Let's make that crystal clear. They see, they call this a uniparty. The Democrats, Republicans, they call it a uniparty. Rightfully. I don't, deny them that they're on to something with regards to that. Trump is seen as an outsider, and he, is granted this mythical status as a result. So without Trump, there would be no, MAGA, there's none, all this goes away, okay? I've been at DeSantis rallies, okay? DeSantis doesn't, command the audience that Trump gets. Once Trump is defeated, he goes away. If he's defeated this time, he stays down for good. We'll still have to hear from him, but not like this. And that's why at this point, by the time that you're watching this video, Biden is behind in the polls. And it is terrifying because I've spent the last several years on the road documenting extremism, going from state to state, listening to campaign speeches from local politicians, from Trump, from everyone. And they're not the same. Republicans and Democrats are definitely not the same with their plan for America. Read Project 2025. Just if you have ChatGPT and you don't want to read 900 pages, type in your favorite keywords and it'll give you the paragraphs and the summaries it'll zero in on those keywords for you. That's the quickest way. Just, type in, what does Project, go to ChatGPT, what does Project 2025 say about EPA, climate, pollution, drilling, death penalty. My favorite is that, so Project 2025, all the people that are on death row are going to be executed, and we need to expand the death penalty to include more people, right? That's, of course, right? I'm sure you were with your friends just thinking, God, more people need the death penalty. Am I right? Psh, I don't think enough people are on death row. Yeah. And I love that enough noise has been made about Project 2025 that they're actually trying to distance themselves from it now, right? Because what they did, they were doing the arrogant thing, is they just do whatever they want, and then, you know, some people are going to chirp about it, and they're going to go and gaslight them like they do about everything, okay? However, enough noise has been made about it where they're like, we can't really gaslight people about this because it's, you know, a significant thing. Like, oh, damn it. So now they're just trying to be like, well, Trump's never heard of it. What? Even though every single, you know, person that's an author and contributor to Project 2025, they're all former Trump cabinet members and staffers. They're the most loyal Trump staffers and cabinet members that there were. These are the people that, you know, they've supported his election fraud claims. They supported everything. They were, you know, the crazy ones, like the ones that were like, oh, this is crazy what you're doing. Those people got fired. The ones who were like, this is normal. Those people are the ones that are behind Project 2025. So I don't want to hear this nonsense from the MAGA crowd that, you know, Project 2025, like, it's, you know, that's just, Trump's never heard of that. I mean, that's just propaganda. Yeah,